I'm Margaret in Windsor, and I was just reading art I just got in the mail yesterday, and I was looking at Jeff Bridges, quite handsome, isn't he? He's on the front of it, and Cher's on the front of it. Um, he reminded me of a movie I saw back in 1984 in Grottoes, Virginia, outside Harrisonburg. I was working and went to see the movie over in Harrisonburg, and that's about Starman is about an alien assuming the identity of another person, a woman's husband. So that kind of gives you the gist. He can recreate himself, however. Now, what's that got to do with anything? I saw it in '84 up there, so I'll just leave it blank. And what people do with something they don't understand or don't want to understand is it's crazy. Like Robin Williams, the whole thing was crazy. He not only played in the TV series Crazy, but Mork for Mork, where Mork is an alien, and it has to do with emotions. Um, he's from another planet, and obviously they don't have emotions. So I don't know. Take your guess, like I do. Is this planet? This planet has emotions, so I'll leave it at that. But this is what I also wanted to. I don't know if you can hear this or not. I also wanted this because I've written about mind control murders, and I got in a political campaign and was flown out to Mr. Flint's, the man that was programmed that shot him in Lawrenceville, Georgia. By the way, while I was doing the book, I don't know if I'm getting anything on here. So excuse me. And not funny. I'm really tired of having such a rough day. This is me, the name I have to use, and he even mentions here that I know who's responsible for his shooting, and he mentions Larry McDonald, a congressman, doctor, etc., when he was shot. But the person was programmed. You didn't see any of that in the movie either, did you? To shoot him and kill the attorney. And I was flown out there during the political campaign. This was the movie, and you won't see, because you don't have my database. I put all this on video. I did the book and had a lot of things happen to me that are so hideous and against the law, and in plain sight it's all been carried out. And I came to Roanoke, Virginia in '86, and I continued to beat down the doors of the press even though I didn't have the money. Well, I'm showing that. I'd rather be showing this right here. But the one, I'm just going to cut it short because people tune it out and I don't know what to do with it. But anyway, um, this is Jens Zorins that our paths had crossed just before I became a candidate in the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman doctor from Atlanta. And I'd written about him in the medical malpractice I wrote before they put the antifreeze in me, April Fool's Day. Um, I had been, during the campaign, I had been sent out to, I believe it was Lovett School, or Lovett or Lovell. It was a private school, and the coach out there wanted me to meet with Jens and Chad. Now, I only met with one of them, but that's where our paths crossed. Now then, Jens Zorings, I move up to Grottoes. Well, I'm in Grottoes, Virginia. I had been furnished a car by Larry Flint, and had no gas, no money, no nothing. I mean, I was in bad shape. After all, first thing Larry Flint said to me when I went to his home, he flew me there twice, October of '83 during the campaign, and he said to me, they were going to send you back a vegetable. And I thought, that's the first words. He says, I know everything there is to know about you. And I thought, he knows about the antifreeze they put in me, but what does he mean send me back? Well, I found out later that I'm British. I'm Victoria II, Margaret Ann Windsor. My father's King Edward VIII, and I'm legal heir to the British Crown. My father was taken down illegally. My God, he was married to George O'Keeffe's sister. My mom is Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, born in Madison, Wisconsin. So all of it's been a lie. He was never married to Wallace Simpson, who married a double and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor and stole my father's identity. So a lot of this goes on to illegal treaties that George VI illegal signed and Elizabeth, and she's living on my money. And all that is, well, what's left is mine, but she's given away Great Britain is the point that I want to make too. But I want to go, what's that got to do with me seeing a movie, Starman, and what I've put on here? And by the way, I'm going to say this again, in the Robin Williams, he even played in the movie, or the TV series last year, Crazies. And in all of this, and if you go back and Google, which I couldn't do at the time, but you Google mind control, if you mention anything about mind control, it's something it's invisible weapon, people don't want to hear about it. Automatically it's crazy. So a lot of people who have their degrees, and I don't have my crown to prove who I am. I've got birth certificates I've shown that are of twins that are dead, and they gave me the twins' name, even marked through the birth certificates by the state of Alabama, and that's illegal. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go back to this real quick. This is Jens Zorns, and he was a diplomat's son, and our paths crossed briefly just before I was flown out to Larry Flint's during the campaign in '83. Elizabeth Haytham is a Canadian citizen, I believe, and her father, Derek Haytham, was British, and her mother, Nancy, was American. They were supposed to have butchered her parents, Nancy and Derek Haytham, and it was tried in Bedford, right next door to me here. And believe me, these people all knew it. The judge, all of it. Even his attorney said he would probably lose his job, but he hoped for defending him, and he did. The Internal Revenue went after him, and he ended up in Florida looking for a job, doing his duty. He did. But anyway, I'm getting away from the other point I was going to make, and I'm not sure I'm going to make it. But they ended up, I will say this, I'm living on the Appalachian Trail because that's where I had been exiled to, starving, freezing. But I ended up on top of the mountain there, and about Jens and Elizabeth they were students at the University of Virginia, Charlottesville, where a lot of these mind control murders have continued, and one's just done. I hope it's not a murder. I hope they find her, but I got a strange feeling they won't. The media all knows it. They have known it since day one. Now then, Jens and Elizabeth went to, before they were tried, they went back to England, and I was going to read part of that, and I can't find it now. But anyway, those were mind control murders. They didn't do it, and they're in prison here. He's in Buckingham, Virginia State Prison in Dillwyn, Virginia, and I'm not sure where Elizabeth is. A beautiful lady, both of them. And so what's that got to do with this?